Friends, welcome to Stanford University's Baccalaureate service for the class of 2025. This is a historic moment. It is the first time that Frost has filled for baccalaureate. You have packed the house, class of 2025, and we are so grateful. It may mean, though, that you are a little cramped and maybe seated on stairs and your family way back there on the grounds. We are so grateful for your patience in accommodating this amazing and historic class. Here at Stanford, it is our tradition to begin all of our communal ceremonies with a sacred land acknowledgement. Please welcome Lauren Rose Reyes, class of 2025, for this recognition.
Yat niltagote na dach o denishle ta na kai ya bashistin na kai den dashiche ta na kai ramuri ya dashanale kot gotene do ende atsan nishle Lauren Rose Reyes Yeneshia. Hello everyone, I am born for the Mescalero Apache clan and born for the Mexican people. My maternal My maternal grandfathers are the Mexican clan, and my paternal grandfathers are the Raramuri people, and in this way, I am a Navajo and Apache woman. My name is Lauren Rose Reyes, and I am graduating alongside you with honors in human biology. I'm so grateful to be here with you all, and I'm honored to be delivering the land acknowledgement today. Stanford sits on the ancestral land of the Muwekma Ohlone tribe. This land was and continues to be of great importance to the Ohlone people. Consistent with our values of community and inclusion, Stanford has a responsibility to acknowledge, honor, and uplift the university's relationship to Native peoples. Ahiyaha, thank you.
Today we gather in celebration to mark the end of one journey and the beginning of another. Planned and led by members of the class of 2025, Baccalaureate is a time to be together, to pause amidst what feels like endless celebrations this weekend, and to have space to reflect on our journey through Stanford. Do you remember gathering in this very exact spot 4 years ago? Do you? Do you remember? Do you remember what it was for? That's another question. What was it for? Convocation. You do, my goodness. Absolutely. Do you remember it was convocation? We didn't have the nice big tents like we have. It was maybe a little hotter, right? Do you remember how you felt? Excited? Nervous? Uncertain? Hopeful? Maybe a little overwhelmed? Perhaps a little sad to be leaving a familiar home for a new, unknown one. That was 4 years ago. And 4 years ago, I stood at this very same podium and I invited you to look around. Do you remember that? I told you then that I really meant it, and I really mean it today. So go ahead, look around. Forward, backward, side to side. Look at all of these beautiful people. Make sure you look back at your families. They remember I told you to look back at them last year at convocation. Just look how far we've come. In all seriousness, I invited you then and now to look around, because the Stanford experience on which we now reflect during Baccalaureate is not just about our academic achievements or the picture-perfect campus or beautiful weather, though that does not hurt. Really, though, what makes Stanford Stanford? You know it. It's all of us gathered here. The students, the staff, the faculty, the alumni, the community, the family and friends that brought you here. It's all of us who walked this road together. That's what makes Stanford Stanford. And I imagine that today it feels difficult to think about what lies beyond this bubble when the world outside is filled with so much uncertainty. And yet, that is exactly why we've spent this time together. We are called now to take all that has happened to us, all of these experiences that we've had, all of the things that we've learned, the ways in which we've grown, and to use it beyond the bubble, not just to transform ourselves, but to transform the world. Isn't this what we've been preparing for all this time? But you don't have to go there yet. Not yet. Baccalaureate is a time to sit and reflect and pause. It helps us to understand and honor our journey, to appreciate these ways in which we've grown, and most of all, to give thanks to the community that has traveled this road with us. Today, we are honored to welcome as our keynote speaker, Alexander Nemerov. As the Carl and Marilyn Tomo Professorial Professor in the Arts and Humanities, Professor Nemerov is one of the nation's most revered scholars of American art and culture. Known not only for the depth of his research, but also for his eloquence in articulating the mystifying complexities of being human, Professor Nemerov uncovers for us the religious and spiritual dimensions of life, revealing art as a powerful source of emotional truth and transformation. His work invites us to look more closely at a photograph, a poem, a piece of history, and to ask not just what it means, but what it demands of us. Positioning art to make sense of ourselves and the world around us, Professor Nemerov helps us discover what he calls the mysteriousness in life, that realm of the world that includes wonder and beauty and meaning. Professor Nemerov began his teaching career here at Stanford in 1992, and since returning in 2012, has taken a turn towards students in a different way, expanding his pedagogy, opening himself more fully in his continued effort to shift the culture of higher education toward the formation of whole people. Named by the Daily as one of Stanford's top 10 professors, we are grateful today to experience one last lecture. Our student speaker this morning is Noah Tan. Originally from Stevensville, Michigan, Noah studied broadly here at Stanford with a major in international relations and a minor in music composition. Let's hear those shout outs. As an honors student for the Center for International Security and Cooperation, he explored the complexities of global trade and the tariff policy. On campus, Noah has led with purpose on the Stanford Men's Rowing as president of the Pre-Law Society and co-editor-in-chief of the Stanford Journal of International Affairs. And in his spare time, he finds joy in rock climbing and creatively maximizing his meal plan. After graduation, Noah will begin a fellowship at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace before heading to Harvard Law School. Friends, this is the moment. Through days that seemed endless and years that passed with a blink of an eye, we have arrived at this very moment. Excited? Nervous? Uncertain? Hopeful? Maybe even a little sad to be leaving this now familiar home for a new, unknown one. Tomorrow at this time, the graduation will be underway. And so, in this brief liminal space, nestled between the past and the future, let us pause and be together. I'd now like to invite our associate deans forward to lead us in a moment of silence to honor the students with whom we began this journey but are no longer with us.
Today, we remember and honor the lives of Lehigh Dien Nguyen, Leslie Tweevy Nguyen, Isa Shams Muhammad, Pablo Javier Trejos Contreras, Andrea Vallabueno. Let us reflect on the light they brought to our lives and to all of the lives they touched. In this moment of silence, may we hold them in our hearts.
In order to ground ourselves in the values that we share together as a Stanford community, we will begin with a poetic reflection, To Be of Use by Marge Piercy. The people I love best jump into the work head first, without dallying in the shallows. They seem to become natives of that element, the black, sleek heads of seals, bouncing like half-submerged balls.
I love people who harness themselves, an ox to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the mud and the muck to move things forward, who do what has to be done again and again.
I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along, who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out.
The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands, crumbles to dust. But the thing worth doing well done has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amphoras for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held corn are put in museums, but you know they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real.
Sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. You used to rock me in the cradle of your You said you'd hold me till the pains of life were gone. You said you'd comfort me in times like these, and now I need you, now I need you. And you are gone. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. Since you've gone and left me, there's been so little beauty, but I know I saw it clearly through your eyes. Now the world outside is such a cold and bitter place. Here inside I have few things that will console. And when I try to hear your voice above the storms of life, then I remember all the things that I was told. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I think on the things that made me feel so wonderful when I was young. I think on the things that made me laugh, made me dance, made me sing. I think on the things that made me grow into a being full of pride. I think on these things, for they are true. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I thought that you were gone, but now I know you're with me. You are the voice that whispers all I need to hear. I know a please, a thank you, and a smile will take me far. I know that I am you, and you are me, and we are one. I know that who I am is numbered in each grain of sand. I know that I've been blessed. see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through my own eyes. I am, I am, I
All right, thank you for that beautiful reflection, Talisman. Absolutely brought tears to my eyes. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, for our second poetic reflection today, we have All That We Have Been, All That We Will Become by Leslie Ahuva Bales. All that we have been separately and all that we will become together is stretched out before and behind us like stars scattered across a canvas of sky. We stand at the precipice, arms locked, together like tandem skydivers, working up the courage to jump.
Tell me, friends, what have we got to lose? Our fear of failure? Our mistrust of our own talents? What have we got to lose? A poverty of the spirit? The lie that we're alone? What wonders await us in the space between the first leap and the moment our feet, our wheels, however we move across the earth, touch down softly on unknown soil? What have we got to lose that we can't replace with some previously unimaginable joy?
Blessed are you who has sustained us, enlivened us, and enabled us to reach this moment. Give us courage in our leaping and gratitude in our landing, and share with us in the joy of a long and fruitful journey together. Thank you.
I wonder if there is a time in what is called time, the days, months, and years, that is not a time, not exactly. It would be a time that's not time, that passes before we miss it, loses itself in becoming, and goes away only strangely to return across the years. It would be a time that we do not recall, that we forget, but that recalls us, names us from afar and near, that comes back to us, as is said, years and decades later, that blends then and now until there is no difference in life between your age and mine, and we, on the strength of such moments, for that is what they are, feel we live our being, the always of ourselves, as if today had not gone and never will, live in strange wisdom and peace. What are such moments? They are not special. They are not occasions such as this one. They are not triumphs or tragedies. All those have their special character, but this is not that. I think instead of what is unsung, of no notice, that stays in the mind, patient as a shore of stones. One such, one night last summer, my wife and I went to a county fair. With a roll of tickets amid the lights, we chose a ride appropriate to our age, the Ferris wheel. Standing in line, we neared the front, and the carny man beckoned. We were two, and a gondola awaited. The door swung open. Next, the carny man chose 3 others, high school boys, closer to freshmen than not, and they entered the car, these friends talking to one another on their side, we on ours, as we rose into the night. The wheel spun round, and when it stopped, the ride over, we hung in the air 125 feet from the ground. The lights of the fair around us, the darkened countryside like the news of the day spread to sleep. And the boys just then spoke with regret and fondness of a friend who loved going to the fair but now sat alone in his basement night after night playing video games. Something had happened that kept him there, not where we were. We hung in the air, the cradle gently rocking. The sky drew closer, rang and stroked the steel. We returned to ground and went our ways. Or this from my own high school years. In my home city, I worked at the Air and Space Museum every Saturday night one summer. One of those Saturday nights, a special speaker came, a famous television actor, the star of a long-running television show about outer space. He was to tell us how it was, inspire us outdoors beneath the stars. The appointed time came, thousands assembled, seated in folding chairs, sweating in the park outside the museum. The night was good and dark, but the speaker did not appear. Not for a long time. When he finally emerged from his trailer, he spoke for 10 minutes. With impressive oratory, sounding, in fact, like his television character, he said the stars were far away, that it was good to dream, and things of that nature. I thought then, and it comes back to me, of another man, the director of the museum, about the same age as the television star, who on closing the museum late each summer Saturday night, it closed at midnight, walked home across the darkened park alone. I thought of his passage up the little hills and down the valleys, along the scalded turf of the putting greens, of him looking at the stars that shone for him alone. In rhyme to his steps, stars as great and greater as the blades of grass beneath his feet. When I went to a baseball game that same summer, I was surprised to hear him, this same man, introduced to sing the national anthem. Who was he, this soprano, this Renaissance man, so small against the astroturf, who sung instead of spoke of the stars? And how did he and the actor relate, and why did I care, and what were these thoughts, these recollections of singing and speaking in the night? To the night, it seems to me now, in rhyme and tandem, delayed duet across the near and far of who we are. Each comes back now, each person as a constellation, a bevy of stars signaling to one another across the night, lighting my way to no destination, lullabies held aloft, the stars are soft. And this, to mix college and high school. I was about to start my freshman year of college. It was late August. I was away from home traveling with my dad, who took part in a writers' conference. The last day of the conference arrived, and we shared a ride to the airport with 2 other people, a man who sat in the front seat with my dad, then me in the back seat, and over far on the other side of this back seat, a young woman. Impossibly wise she was, so I thought, since she had just graduated from college that spring, and I, as I said, was not even a freshman. As is proper to such social occasions, she paid me no mind, said not a word. She was so far off in her own world that I dared not even look at her. But one time, on the 40-mile drive, I did glance her way. I saw her staring out the window, her face in profile, lost in thought, far away, elsewhere, not looking at the countryside, not looking at anything at all, drawn into herself in some act of mind. And I thought it was so beautiful and strange, this first glimpse I had ever had of someone lost in thought. And when years later I happened to think that I should see if this young woman, who would go on to become an acclaimed novelist, I should see if she had published a novel in those very years, I found, in fact, that she had, her first, and it came out just a year after that ride to the airport. It makes sense that on that day she was thinking about that novel in the car. And so I looked it up. What is the novel about? 3 best friends in college. 3 girls who met in orientation during freshman year, their 4-year closeness, the light visible at the bottom of the dorm room door, even in the latest hours of night as they talked and talked, a novel of what changed between them and how. There she was on that day next to me, but miles away, planning her people, and such was her gift to me, who saw what I did not recognize but somehow knew, the melodious drift of light writ in summer green and blue sky, the cows and the clouds of New England floating by her window as she struck her mental notes. And I, chancing to look, feeling the car dip at just that moment into a small valley, a silo to one side, across railroad tracks that made a gentle dent, a little bump as we rode. When I was in graduate school, another small moment, I used to look at a certain painting in the campus museum. It was abstract, paint in skeins of black, orange, silver, and white. Not a big painting, paint not flung, but poured delicately in ribbed webs from something like a motor oil-sized can punctured at the top to let the tight lace in layers shape. A lace as fine as any spider spun. The artist on his knees, so I imagine, leaning over the field of light he made. And in that painting, there was one thing, one moment, if you like, that really made me look and still makes me think 40 years later. A pebble, smooth and flat, affixed as one of several to the canvas across which the spirals of paint ran. A pebble that hung in galactic ropes and strings, streaked this pebble in tiger stripes of black and orange. The artist had taken special care enameling the rock, so I saw. His had been a double humility, bending down, not just to paint, but before that, kneeling at the stream, the salty creek, wherever it was. When seeing this pebble, he took it from the water, the reedy bed, the wavy sand, a faithless genuflection, a ritual act saving the stone from the sea's erosions, the storm's toss, only to put it into his own storm, futile and small, yet of such unaccountable loveliness. With his art, with his life, he had made the pebble more polished than ever the sea had done, more polished than the light of the moon that controlled the estuarial tides, had let loose the storm, now his own, the spreading of the spider's rage, yet kept quiet, all in a moment, the life we hold dear as an egg in a nest. And of lines like these, the ones I am speaking, lines held in the mind, verses that come back to us, spoken by no one as if by time itself. I recall that when I was young, back in high school, I stopped on one of Shakespeare's, a line about the edge of a little river, a river called the Severn, a line that goes in these words, gentle Severn's sedgy bank. What is it still now about that line for me? Sedgy, as in growing with wet grass, sedge at the edge, gentle, making even the word Severn sound peaceful. Severn, though it sounds of severe, severed, severance of goodbyes, all made even more severe, so I see now, rereading the lines, by the violent death of a character in that very stream. Yet gentle Severn's sedgy bank held me as if it were the place of all holding, of all softness and swaying, of all that is vernal, several, and seven, of ever and ever this little sever, a swishing of syllables, the saying of grace. And of that line, this one, another, spoken by my brother, an unfortunate young man, far more brazen and confident than me, who, true to form, strode forth in a high school production of Shakespeare, strode forth from the lobby door, down the long aisle to the stage, and onto the stage itself, beset as he strode by other young actors, hurrying to keep up with him, to all of whom he bellowed the following words that come back to me anew. These words, "Gentlemen, importune me no further." Why these words now? Why these words always? Why then? Do not importune me, as in, do not bother me. Leave me alone. Cease with your demands. Let me go. Let me be at peace. How strange for a person whose own demands would become so unceasing, who could not let go until he did, who would speak with more than theatrical rage, yet in doing so kept safe the stars, the hurt of himself, the lost spiral of least resolve. In light remaining of the night, in little coves and splinters of fairness, soft as the severed bank in kinship bound. As we are today, in who we are, in what we gain, what we lose, abiding in time that is not time, in no memory at all, but the starry pearls of little streams, the gentle heart.
President Levin, Provost Martinez, Dean Steinwert, family, friends, and especially the class of 2025, welcome, good morning. It's amazing to see all you here. I'd like to start by sharing with all of you a phrase with which we are all familiar. A place for you here. I first saw this phrase on my admissions package, and it's hard to go a week without seeing these 5 words in some shape or form. But while I see it everywhere, I never really stopped to reflect about what it actually means until quite recently. The first time I set foot on Stanford's campus was when I was moving in. Having never visited Stanford before, having blindly accepted a spot in the class of 2025 without interrogating the journey I might undertake on the farm, I was terrified. How could I possibly know if there was a place for me here? Yet 4 years later, I have been surprised by the truth of this statement. The friends for me here, the communities for me here, the opportunities for me here. Don't just take my word for it. Allow me to share a couple of examples. As I found out, although I was a walk-on coxswain who rowed on an inland lake in the middle of northwest Indiana, the Stanford rowing team showed that there was a place for me here on that team. If you have a passion for comedic timing and performance-based humor, TAP's 127W Introduction to Clown proves there is a place for you here. And even if you don't attend this school, but pretend to anyway, you will find out that at least temporarily until the RAs report you to campus security, Crothers Basement has a place for you here too. But I'd be remiss if I were to say that Stanford is perfect. If you show up to Coho after 9 a.m. on the weekends, you'll likely find that there's not a table for you there. As my frosh roommate found out the hard way, if you park your bike overnight at the Caltrain station, you'll return the next morning to find that there's no longer a bike for you there. So, the admissions package we all received may not entirely be true. There may not necessarily be a place for everyone and for anyone. But if there's one thing that I've learned from my experience here, it's that when there lacks a place for you, you can always create one. Recognize that even at a place as perfect as Stanford, the most beautiful thing about it is that it is imperfect. There are cracks and blemishes and opportunities for you to create a place for yourself and for others. Now I have gotten the incredible opportunity to meet the class of 2025, the class which I am certain will create places for people that were not there before. My friend, yes. For example, my friend created a space law seminar that hadn't previously existed. There is now a class for that here. Another friend created a tradition where everyone gathers in one bathroom at Jerry House and drinks kombucha while listening to Kenny G. Strangely, there's now a place for that too. I hope this class remembers the communities that we came from, the ones we helped to build, and especially the ones still left to be created. So as we venture out into the world, I leave you with this. If you want to create justice, seek out places of injustice. There will be a place for you there. If you want to innovate, seek out places that languish in the routine. There will be a place for you there. If you want to have purpose, seek out places that lack direction. There will be a place for you there. And lastly, when you open new doors, hold them open for the people behind you. As our friends and mentors have created a place for us here, my wish is for us to go out and do that for others. To the class of 2025, there will always be a place for you here. Thank you and congratulations.
In the presence of the infinite, I pause with gratitude to pay attention back to the miracle of reaching this moment. Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
May the road rise to meet you, and may you be held in the comforting and challenging embrace of the divine.
وتوكل على الحي الذي لا يموت وسبح بحمده. And put your trust in the ever-living who never dies, and glorify God's praises with gratitude.
Hari Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bunaktu, Sahaviryan Karavavahai, Tejasvin Avaditam Vidvishavahai, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. May we be protected and nourished with knowledge. May what is studied be clear. Let there be no obstacles, and let there be peace.
So today, quantum possibilities are fluid and stretched before you. So swim, leap, jump into your new journey. Amandla, the power is yours. Dare to be, dare to dream, dare to make space and take up space. We pray together in the name of all that is sacred and holy. Let the people say amen.
Amen.
Amin.
Amen.
And Ashe.
Ashe.
you.